Hi, my name's Pastor Darrol Mullany, and I just wanted to take a moment to talk about my concern about the Safe School program. You see, I believe this is far greater, far more than just a program that's been trialed across one or two schools, maybe across a state to see how it works. And even though it's been portrayed as a bullying program, I believe that it is an agenda that has been pushed internationally across schools across the world, and it's a program that is designed to sexually disciple our children at a very vulnerable age. Do you know, the people that are pushing the Safe School program, they understand something so significant, so critical, that often we as the church, often we as parents don't really understand it. Do you know, there was a guy who was the head of the Communist Party by the name of Vladimir Lenin. And he said an amazing thing. He said, give me a child at 5 years of age and I'll have them for life. He said, in fact, if I could train them for 4 years, the seeds that I sow into their life will last a generation. There are certain growth stages that every child goes through. And there's so much information that we can find about that, whether it's on the net, even these days with modern technology and apps. You know, you can download apps and you can find out what stage of growth your child is going through. And there's so much information around about it. Did you know that in a child's development, by the time they are 9 years old, they've already developed their morals and their values? They've already developed their manners, their honesty, their loyalty, their responsibility, kindness, empathy, respect. You see, these are all being shaped in a child under the age of 9 years. It's interesting to note that at this age, children learn far more through modeling than they do through information. Do you know, a young child learns more by watching things being modeled than by just listening to information. There's an old expression that says some things are better caught than taught. And you know, the Safe School program is looking at modeling the gay and lesbian, even transgender lifestyle to our kids at a very vulnerable age, because they know this is how our children learn best. You know, the Safe School program really models so many sexual experiences and sexual opportunities. You know, one of the things that it teaches young girls, if you don't want to be a girl and you don't want to grow up like a girl, all you've got to do is you bind your chest, so when you grow up you'll look more like a man than a woman. It also teaches that if you want to experiment with cross-dressing, if you're a young boy and you want to be a girl, well, just start wearing dresses to school. You can do whatever you want to do. They also teach gender theory and sexual themes across all subjects. The program material also includes graphic descriptions of age-inappropriate sexual material and where they can find it on the web and where they can go to be able to learn more about it. Now, let me ask you, how many of you would be up in arms if your teachers started teaching your children how to live financially bankrupt for the rest of your life? And yet this program would morally bankrupt our future generation by teaching them sexually explicit material and how to resource sexually explicit content over the net. You see, they want to teach it at an age where a child is most vulnerable, and this is part of their learning development when they should be learning good morals, good values. But instead they wanted to teach a whole series of values where almost anything goes. What's more troubling is that between the ages of 6 to 12, there's a very interesting growth stage that is developing within a child. It's one of those things that's called mateship. It's really what many psychologists call join at the hip. And this is where young boys and young girls form incredibly close and strong bonds with each other. This is where young boys with their best mate and their best friend, they just want to do everything. They want to have sleepovers. They want to fish together. Young girls want to just be together. They want to play dolls together. Whatever they do, they just form this incredibly strong bond. In fact, to be very, it's a very close, very intimate bond. It's literally where they become kindred spirits. If parents let them, they would be together 24 hours a day. Now, we do know that as soon as they do hit puberty, then everything changes. It goes from being very innocent to all of a sudden exploring sexual things. But that should happen around about the age of 12 years old. And then that becomes a natural part of their growth. But how sad, between the ages of 6 and 12, where it's a perfectly natural, normal, healthy part of life for them to form very strong bonds with the same sex, boys with boys, girls with girls, that they want to teach them, hey, if you have feelings, if you like somebody that's of the same sex, well then maybe there's a very strong chance that you are gay. You see, they are really exploiting a very natural and very healthy and a very normal part of a child's growth. You see, the Safe School program want to start teaching at the age of 6 in primary school gender identification. They want to start corrupting what I believe is a very natural, very normal part of any child's growth. You see, if they start telling them, if you're a boy and you like another boy, or you're a girl, then maybe you need to start exploring that. Maybe you need to start looking into that. Now here's the problem, is that if that's what they taught at that young age, soon as they reach puberty, soon as they reach that age where they're a little bit older and everything then does become sexual, well then they're going to be discipling those kids to think, hey, I like my mate. Hey, that friend of mine, we were best of mates. Maybe I need to start thinking of him in a sexual way. Maybe I need to start experimenting with him in a sexual way. And I get so upset because they're corrupting what is a natural, normal, and can I say this, innocent part and stage of a child's growth and development. I don't know about you, but as a parent, as a grandparent, as a pastor of a church, I'm really concerned that this safe school program, it's not about bullying. It's really a way of sexually discipling our children at an age where they don't need to be sexually discipled. It's at an age where they want to grow up learning about relationships, where they need to be taught good values and morals and respect and kindness and all of that. That's the age to be teaching, right between those ages of 6 to 12, not sexually explicit and sexual experimentation. That's my concern. How do I know it's an agenda? Because it's not just been tried in one school, it's not been trialed in one state, but it's been trialed across the states, it's been trialed across the nations. It's been pushed as an agenda for every school to teach.